What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Got some questions today. Got a few of them around bankruptcy. I think someone's diving deep into the bankruptcy world. I want to try to answer some of these here. And they have a question about one of my clients. Asked me to gather information around bankruptcy, or wondering if employers will take that into consideration in the future. They have an interest in blah, blah, blah specifically. And what I would say here is that generally, and obviously let me tell you that I'm not an attorney at all, so please check with a legal expert on this, but I have helped a number of people through bankruptcy. I've been very involved in the process when people are using a bankruptcy attorney to get there. Some of these people are still some of my best friends today, which is amazing. Now, one of the things that I wanted to let you know here is that some jobs will pull credit, and they may have restrictions on the role based on your credit. So if you are going into something like securities, so if you want to become a Series 7 licensed stockbroker, or you want to become a banker or an asset manager or a trustee of a trust, then you actually might be ineligible if you have a bankruptcy on your credit history. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that bankruptcies typically fall off your credit report after 10 years. So if it's been post 10 years, or if this is a field that you're not going to go into in the near term, it may not be that big of an issue. If you are trying to get a job at a nonprofit or a charity or a hospital, some of these will sometimes pull credit report, but because you have a blemish on your credit report does not necessarily mean you will be ineligible for the job. It really depends on the employer. No one really can give you an exact answer on this. Most jobs, if you're working with money, handling it, or have access to transactions, something like that, even a bank teller may not allow you to have a bankruptcy on your credit history. So just going to keep that in mind. Now, one of the things that I want to let you know here is that there are many jobs. And for the people that are considering bankruptcy, one of the biggest problems I see is that they obsess about certain permutations about what could happen instead of focusing on, is this the right strategy for me right now? And if it is, you should just get your financial house in order, because bankruptcy is not one of those things that's guaranteed. You may not necessarily qualify for it. You may not meet the means test. You may check all the boxes and go into a bankruptcy hearing and have a judge tell you that you're not eligible for bankruptcy, that maybe you have hidden assets in the past, or maybe you have ownership stake in a business or something like that that makes you ineligible for it. So just because you've read the rules and your attorney says, hey, this is probably going to go through, doesn't necessarily mean that you will be able to leverage it. So one of the things that I would suggest is prioritize your needs first, right? And getting a job later is certainly going to be important, but keeping yourself in a financially unhealthy position unnecessarily because of a potential job that you might want to have may not be that important right now. So hopefully that helps. I'll see you later.